Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mindfulness Moment. My name is Hannah Gruber. Wherever you are, if you can just kind of put your things aside and even push your desk away, step away from whatever you were working on, maybe even go into a different room if you can bring your tablet or your device with you. And we are going to start standing. So I've got my shoes off and my socks off. And if you're comfortable with that, I'd love for you to do the same. Part of this practice, being mindful, is really beginning to notice and feel different sensations in our body. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to start with bare feet. I'm going to step my feet just nice and broad. We're going to take an inhale and reach the arms up in the air and just find a nice kind of a good morning stretch here. You can hold on to opposite hands. Stretch your body from side to side, wake things up. Go a couple times from side to side, and then we're going to hold the hands at the chest and we're going to twist. So a couple times twisting. We're just warming up the body here. So there's not a right or a wrong way to do this, but if you have been stationary or sitting or just focused on one activity for the past even 20 minutes, starting to move a little bit here. Okay, we're going to start to release the arms and let the arms swing a little bit if you have some space. And then we're going to do almost like a step touch. And then I'm going to start to cross my touching leg behind, almost like a speed skater motion. So a little bit of a cross, working a little bit with our balance, just waking up our brain. And you can even just let the arms kind of swing freely from side to side, nice and loose. And then we're going to step onto 2 feet again. Take another nice inhale, reach up. With your left hand this time, hold on to your right wrist and then bending to your left. And we're going to start to slow this down a little bit, focusing a little bit more on your breathing. If this feels good, I want you to stay here, reaching your arms long, keeping your spine nice and tall and lifted. And if this is feeling just like a little bit too much, bring your left hand down onto your hip bone or onto your waist and create a little bit of pressure there so you have some more support as you reach. Okay, we're going to take another moment here, and I want you to focus on your breath. So we all breathe. And we all breathe through our nose or maybe through our mouth. It doesn't matter which way you're breathing right now, but I want you just to take a moment and maybe look at that. How are you breathing? Okay, use your legs, keep them strong, lift all the way back to center, and then take your arms down by your sides and you can shake out a little bit. Inhale deeply. And exhale slowly. Do one more like that. Inhale deeply. Lift through your chest and exhale slowly. And then I want you to close your eyes and you're still standing still, keeping your body tall, and see if you can even compare and contrast, feel the difference between the two sides of your body. Open your eyes. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, holding your left wrist with your right hand. Lengthen through the sides of your body like you're getting tall, or if you were going to like take your t-shirt off, imagine lengthening up through your ribs like you're getting a little bit longer. And then start that side bend here, so a little more intentional, a little slower, not rushing into it, staying calm and strong in the body. And then bringing your focus to your breath, and you can just ask yourself, how am I breathing? Now, if you just take one breath here, that's not really good information. Usually you need to take at least 3 breaths in order to get a really good sense of what's my natural breathing here. Okay, and then we're coming all the way back up through the center, exhaling, releasing the arms all the way down and really letting the shoulders drop as you release. Okay, we're going to step the feet a little bit wider apart. Turn the toes away from the center. Hands come to the hips. We're going to bend the knees, and like you're sitting or squatting down, your butt's going back. And your knees are going to just point straight ahead, push down through your feet. So This is why we've got the socks off and the shoes off. I want you to really feel that your feet can press. Okay, we're going to take the hands either onto the waist here or straight ahead or up by the ears, and try to find that same long lifted spine. So chest is lifting, sides of the body are lengthening, but I'm sitting low into that wide chair. Take another inhale. Exhale, release. Release your arms, straighten your legs, step your feet back in, and for another moment, just closing your eyes. And it's like you're doing a body scan. You're just kind of asking your body, what was just engaging there? What did I just feel? Okay, now step your right foot in front of your left foot, step your left foot behind you. We're coming into a lunge position. You can have your back heel on the floor like I'm showing now, or lift your back heel off the floor. This is a little bit more of a precarious balance. So we're in a lunge. You can make this longer if your clothing doesn't restrict you. And then again, we're going to slowly lift the arms. Take the arms overhead here and breathe. And you're trying to find your balance here. It's welcome to use a wall or a table for balance if you're feeling unsteady. And then we're going to just take the left hand and find the right wrist. And then we're going to begin a little bit of that same side stretch. I'm going to go a little slower since I am in a different leg position. It's not quite as stable as just standing, but I'm just finding the beginning of a stretch. And then again, just noticing, how are you breathing? Are you breathing nose or mouth? Not a right or a wrong there, but just giving yourself something to observe. We're slowly coming back up and even more slowly releasing. So releasing calmly and strongly, joining the feet back together right underneath you. You might even move a little bit there. And then once you're just in a neutral position, just a normal standing position, taking 3 breaths. And you can be really purposeful with your breaths. Now maybe your body's feeling more open and energized. Maybe it's easier to breathe. Maybe your breaths feel longer. After that third exhalation, just a little self-check-in. We're going to take the left foot in front of the right foot, step the right leg slightly back. You're coming into a lunge position. In yoga, this is called a warrior one. You're keeping the back heel down for more stability or lifting the right heel up for maybe some challenge. But you want this position to feel stable. So this notion of calm and strong. Okay, we're going to take the arms up slowly. So I teach a lot of yoga classes. You're going to hold your left wrist with your right hand and just find a little bit of lift here, a little bit of length. Sometimes the notion of calm is associated with easy or wimpy. And that's why I really mean it when I say calm and strong. Not something that feels wobbly or delicate, but something that you can be in for a little bit of time, something that does challenge you. Oftentimes the things that challenge me are the things that cause me to slow down. So we're going to start to find a little bit of that side bend if you haven't already. And I know that my legs aren't as steady here as just standing. So I'm maybe not just falling into it or rushing into it. I'm just taking my time trying to maintain that calm and strong. Good. Inhale, slowly back up. Exhale, slowly release. And then step your feet right back underneath you. Another little check-in. Feet about hip width apart. Arms just by your sides and you're still. You can even bring your focus, your eyes to a point on the wall that's about at eye level, just directly in front of you. And can you take 3 breaths here? Keeping your eyes still and noticing your breathing. All right. After your third exhale, bring your focus back to your camera. Now, we're going to take the arms out to the sides. I'm going to hold my hands at about shoulder height and bend at my wrists, okay? You want to find something here that's comfortable. Some of you might feel a lot of sensation or stretch in your wrist or your hand, and I want you to bring the hands a little bit lower than the shoulders. And when you do, I want you to intentionally be very clear that you're dropping your shoulders down a little bit, but you're trying to keep the elbows straight and the wrists bent. Okay, now we're going to do something I call screwing the lid on the jar. I'm going to rotate my hands forward, keep my shoulders down, and then I'm going to rotate my hands backward. Okay, and this is, again, something that looks so simple, but I know you're going to feel it, and you're going to feel it in your fingers, and you might even feel it all the way up into the shoulders and into the neck. And it's not a fast motion. If you go fast here, you're not going to feel it. You have to be really calm and strong in your body and have that willingness just to be patient. Wrists are bent, elbows are straight, shoulders are down, and you're screwing the lid on the jar on and off. Okay. Shake that out if you haven't already. We're going to take the feet into a wide position again. And this can be any width. It can be as wide as your clothing allows you. Just make sure it's stable. Toes are pointed away from center. Bend your knees again. So your butt goes behind you. Knees are bent. Feet are flat on the floor. And I'm going to bring my hands onto my thighs for some support. And now I'm going to do some cat-cow. I'm going to inhale and round my back. Tuck your tail under, drop your head. And then exhale, lift your chin and arch your back a little bit. Lift your chin up. Your tail is kind of sticking out behind you. Inhale and round. Exhale. Take the shoulders back as you arch. Inhale, round the shoulders forward as you round. Exhale, take the shoulders back as you arch. We're going to do 2 more like that. Try to keep the feet firm on the floor. Inhale. Nice full exhale. 1 more. And exhale. Step your feet back in, shake your hands out a little bit. Okay, take your right arm in front of you and then just reach it across towards your left shoulder. Take your left hand to the elbow in front of you. And I want you to push your elbow into your hand. And with your hand, I want you to resist. Okay, so I'm pushing my elbow into my hand. My hand is resisting. And then I'm going to turn towards my left. So I'm turning in the direction of my right arm. So I get a little bit of stretch right through my side. So kind of maybe feeling it on the right side of your ribs, maybe kind of feeling it on the right side of your shoulder. I'm keeping my elbow and my hand pressing into one another. And then I'm noticing again my breathing. I'm not trying to change my breathing. I'm just noticing, oh yeah, I'm breathing. Gives your mind something to focus on. We're going to release back to center, release that out. Shake your shoulders a little bit. Then take your left hand to your right shoulder. Take your right hand to your left elbow. You're going to push your elbow into your hand, like you're pushing it forward. Your hand should resist. So it should feel really stationary and strong. Now start to rotate your chest any amount to the right, just until you start to feel maybe a little bit of a sensation. And then we're going to try to focus on breathing here. So again, you're noticing if there's sensation, and of course, backing off if there's pain with that sensation. But try not to judge that sensation as good or bad or right or wrong. Really just trying to feel what you feel and find something that feels good. On your next exhale, slowly, gently release and come back to center. We're going to roll the shoulders here. I want you to take them up towards the ears and then back behind you and then down away from the ears. Up, back, and down. Reverse it. Up, forward, and down. Up, forward, and down. And we're all going to have a different range of motion here and in every position. And you're trying to find something that feels good. Keep that going. You can go backward and then forward. And then we're going to take this, and I want you to find just a wall space or a tabletop or a desk space. You can clear away the papers on your desk. I'm going to put my hands on the wall. I want you to know you can use your fingertips on the wall, or you could put your hands flat. You could even put your fists on the wall. See what feels best to your hands. Your hands should be shoulder width apart on the wall and about mid chest height. So I'm not having my hands high up here, just about mid chest height. If you're standing at a wall, I want you to walk your feet back and bend your knees. So your body is in an L shape. My torso is perpendicular to my legs. And if you're standing at a desk, you're going to walk your feet away from the desk and bend your knees so that you have, again, this sort of hinge position in your torso. Okay. And then we're going to try to do cat cow here. So we're going to inhale, tuck the tail around the head. And as you exhale, try to arch and go the other way, like a bow of a bow and arrow. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your hands pressing down. Inhale. And keep your arms straight as well. Exhale. Keep your hands and arms pressing down and straight. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do a few more with your arms straight and your hands pressing into the wall or the table. I want you to try to coordinate your head and your tail. So inhale, they round together. Exhale, they arrive together. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Step your hands away from the table or the wall. You can shake out a little bit. Come back up to standing. And I love to do most of this practice standing because it just naturally wakes up your brain and energizes your body. But we're going to do a forward bend here so that we can kind of reverse things a little bit. So I'm going to stand with my hips near a wall just to show an option. I'm going to have my feet a little wider than my hips. And then I'm going to bend my knees a little bit again so my hips can practically sit or press into the wall. And then I'm just going to climb my hands or slide my hands down my legs as far as they go. Doesn't really matter how far you go. You're going to notice when you start to feel a stretch. And what's nice about climbing down your legs is you can hold on to your legs for stability. If your hands reach the floor, you can put them on the floor for stability. And if you want to be free here, you can hold opposite elbows and let your head and your torso hang. So it's really about feeling what would feel good to me right now. And we're going to just find a breath again. And we're not going to change the breath, but now let's make the breath a little longer. So inhaling through the nose or the mouth. And we're trying to let our exhale be equal in length to our inhale. So both are long and smooth. At the end of your third exhale, you're going to bring your hands back onto your legs, and then you're kind of climbing up a ladder. You're going to climb back up your legs so your legs stay very strong. Why I like the wall is because I can put my head on the wall. Sometimes there's that head rush when you come up. All right, you're going to step away from the wall here. Finding just a sturdy standing position, we'll inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, release the arms down. Just kind of compare and contrast how you felt a little bit ago compared to how you feel now. We're going to step our right foot forward again and our left foot back. We did that kind of a lunge position, or in yoga, it's called warrior one. So you can have your back heel down, or you can have your back heel lifted. And again, this isn't a balance beam training. So have your hand on a wall or something stable so you feel really good here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is hold on to my waist and I'm going to twist. I'm going to twist to my left and I'm going to try to keep my feet stationary. And then I'm going to twist to my right. And I'm thinking about the pockets on my hips turning with me as I twist. So if you're screwing that lid on a jar, my hips are turning to the left, and then my hips are turning to the right. And you're going at a pace that you feel stationary and stable in. So you don't want your feet to feel like they're wobbling. A hand on the wall can really make this feel so much more stable, and you get a lot more out of the stretch. All right. We're going to just face directly forward. So face in the same direction as your right knee. Take your arms above your head here. And now we're going to add in some arms. I'm going to twist to my right and reach my right arm towards the back and my left arm towards the front. If you're using a wall, either hand can be on the wall here, and we're going to breathe. If your back heel is up, it's welcome to put it down. We're going to face forward, bring both arms overhead, and then we're going to twist to the left, and I'm going to put both of my hands on my left hip, kind of like I'm posing for a portrait. So I'm twisting to my left. All right, shake that out. Step your feet together. Just find a little comfortable neutral. Maybe one foot feels a little tired. And then when you're ready, we're going to step our left foot slightly forward, our right foot slightly back. Left knee is bent. You can have your back heel down or lifted. Okay, start by holding your hips, and we're going to begin with just twisting the hips. So if you had a lid on a jar and you were screwing the lid on, and then you're like, no, I changed my mind. I want some more. I want another pickle, or I want some more jam on my toast. You're going to screw the lid on, your hips turn, and then you're going to screw it off. And you can really imagine twisting everything from your hips above. Your head can turn, your shoulders can turn, but I'm keeping my feet stationary. Okay, now face in the same direction as your left toes and knee. Lift your arms to the sky, find your balance. And then we're turning to the left first, the left arm reaching back, the right arm reaching forward. And again, you could do this as a balancing pose, but I want it to be more of that twist. Twists can feel really energizing. So I've got my hand on a wall here to show you I get a lot from this pose if I'm not concentrating on balancing. Okay, then I'm going to come back to center, lift both arms overhead, and then I'm going to bring both of my hands to my right hip, my back hip, and then it's kind of like you're posing for a picture, like posing for your senior picture or something. Okay, and then just gently release, shake that out a little bit. Move your body. We're going to do another forward bend. This time feet are a little bit closer, so about hip width apart. Inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, take your hands to your thighs, and like you're on a water slide, you're going to slide your hands right on down the front of your legs. Your knees are bending. You're pushing your hips back. And again, you can hold on anywhere you land. You don't have to go farther than you go. Option to hold your legs or touch the floor, or even just drape or hang. And maybe even shaking the head a little bit, turning side to side, taking your head up and down. We often don't realize that being upside down can really help you if you're in the middle of your day and you want something to do. You just want one thing to do. This can be great. Take your hands back onto your thighs. Climb back up your legs. Climb back up your legs. Take your time. That one can be done with your butt on the wall. Take some shoulder rolls again. Go the other way. Okay, now I'd love for you to grab a chair, or you can sit down on the floor if you have a cushion. I'm just going to bring my chair into the camera. And there's some really great stretches we can do that are just more optimal in a chair. So I'm sitting on the edge of my chair, feet are flat on the floor, and I'm going to keep my sitting bones on the chair, spine nice and lifted, right knee lifts up. And you can see I'm holding my knee with my hand. You could also hold with both hands. Keep your back lifting up, nice and tall here. Okay, if you need to, your right toes can touch down if that feels more comfortable for you. With your left hand, hold your right leg. And then we're going to twist again, turning to the right. So I'm rotating my chest, And I'm reaching my right arm back. So I like this balance. It gets our core a little bit more. It's a little bit easier to balance. Take another moment and breathe. Come back to center. We're going to hoist the right leg up, cross ankle to knee. And then I'm going to let my right leg relax down. Hold the front of your shins with your hands. It's like you're on a roller coaster. You're holding onto that bar, making sure it's tight. Okay, you're just going to hold on with your hands. I'm going to lift my spine up, and I'm staying on my sit bones, and I'm going to just lean a little bit forward. Think of bringing your belly towards your thighs, and you don't have to go far to start to feel that one usually. And then I'm going to lift back up. I'm going to inhale and stretch my spine tall, and use my exhale just to carry me forward until I start to feel that hello from my body. Inhale back up. And exhale. This time we're going to exhale and hold. And I'm just keeping my back straight here. So I'm trying not to droop my shoulders forward, but keeping my head and my shoulders a little bit lifted. And again, you don't have to change how you're breathing, but just noticing your breath. Are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? And then what could you do here to make your breath a little more easeful? Like being calm is easier in a low pressure situation. Being strong is also easy in a lower pressure situation. So what can you do just to practice cultivating that? Maybe that's dropping the shoulders. Maybe that's coming out of the stretch a little bit. Okay, we're gonna come out of the stretch now, so we have time to do the other leg. I'm gonna hold under my thigh with my hands and then just kick that right leg out in front. With your foot, make some circles. Go both directions. Make circles the other direction. Perfect. And release down. Okay. You can go side to side with your hips. Move your head. Move your shoulders when you're ready. Second side. So I'm going to lift up my left knee. Make sure you're on your sitting bones. Your spine is tall. I'm holding my knee with my right hand. Finding something where I can keep my spine tall. Left arm reaching to the side, turning your chest, finding that twist. Nice little way to wake up your core. And I always say, if you can't breathe in the stretch, or if you can't breathe on the exercise or in the pose, then is it really working for you? So it doesn't have to be easy, but can you do the exercise or the pose in a way that really is like makes sense? Okay, we're going to take another moment. And as you exhale, you can release forward. Okay, we're going to lift up that leg, hoist it up, cross ankle to knee, and then let the knee open. Hold on to the hands of the shin. Okay, you might notice a difference side to side. For me, this side is way more restricted. It's just tighter. That's normal. That's totally okay. So noticing is good. We're going to lift the spine nice and tall. And then on your exhale, think about like a clamshell closing. Your chest and your belly come forward towards your thighs, finding that edge. And then inhale back up to your tall spine. Exhale. Like a clamshell coming slightly forward. We're going to ease in and out. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale. Forward. One more, and then we're going to hold. Inhale up. Nice. Exhale and fold. And just because I'm holding here, it doesn't mean I'm going to go farther. Again, you're going to let the eyes soften. Notice your breathing. And one thing I can say, I've actually taught yoga and movement and fitness for almost 20 years now. One thing I can say is noticing your breath will change things, but you don't have to change your breathing. It's just shifting your focus. It actually helps you to relax a little bit, which brings that easeful quality to the poses or the exercises. Okay, on your next inhale, use your inhale to lift back up. Hold underneath your left thigh with your hands. Kick that left leg straight on in front of you. We're going to make some circles with the foot. Just about 3 or 5. Go in both directions. Nice. And then lower it down. Get comfortable in your seat. We'll take one more inhale here. Reach tall. Exhale. You can really settle and sink into your seat. You can even like kind of lean back here, get comfy. If you have a few more minutes, take a nap. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope you feel calm and strong through the rest of your day. I will see you next time.